Hey everyone, this is Martin from How to Make Mobile Games. I'm here this week again in freezing cold South China. The weather's really dropped in temperature this past few days, and so that's why I'm wearing like 2 layers plus a shirt plus a big coat plus 2 pairs of pants and boots, and I'm still cold. I hope it's a lot warmer where you are, so you know, stay warm guys if it's not. Anyway, this video today is something that I had been thinking about for a couple of days, and I wanted to sort of put it out to the channel and see what people thought about this. One of the problems is, obviously, as we know as small developers, especially independent developers, is that it's much more difficult to generate big revenue now. During the early days of the app stores, especially on iTunes, it was like a huge gold rush. You could make a lot of money with like the simplest of games. And that's not the case anymore. And of course, competition is much higher. The demand for quality is much higher as well. So it's all pretty tough. And that led me to thinking about new business models of how to, grow businesses within this industry and how to make more profit from this as well. So one of the things that I'm looking to do and looking to test at the moment is licensing my own Unity projects to sell to other developers. So I'll go through my notes here so that I'm not missing any major points. So basically, license my Unity projects to other developers so that they can create a new game from it and publish it on iOS or Android stores. Okay. So what that means is that I would sell my Unity project for one of my games for a license fee. And then what a developer client can do, so the person who buys the project, then they can reskin that project and then publish it as their own game on their own channel, on their own store, sorry. The idea being that they can make the game very quickly and easily without needing to hire a development team or go through testing or, expensive development work that takes time. It's basically a faster, easier way to have a game complete and then released onto iPhone, Android, on Amazon, on the other Android stores as well. And so the artwork would be changed. So if I sold the project, then my developer client would change the artwork. They would change the name of the game, the icon, the backgrounds, and that can be a simple change or it can be a big change. It can be something that's done in a day or two, or it could be something that takes a couple of weeks. It's totally flexible. But what I would be providing is the base source code project that has the gameplay plus all of the levels and the scenes. Plus any other features like ads and so on, already packed into the project, so the developer client doesn't have to go through all that trouble of trying to find out how to do all these things in the code inside of Unity. So as I said here, so the artwork would need to be changed by the developer client. So that would be, say you guys who have bought the source code. And I would support the projects and provide updates such as ad networks, social features, as I complete them. So for example, and I'll explain this at the moment, I'm looking at one game to start off this test business model right now, and what I'll do is I'll continue to add new features to that game so that in return it generates more revenue and it becomes a better overall experience for the player, and then generates more revenue for the developer clients as well. So there might be some points that I'm missing out here, because this is quite a new business model that I've just thought about recently. So it's sort of early days, and that's why I'm putting it out onto the channel to see what everybody thinks. So and as I said, this means the developer client would be able to publish a new game very quickly that has already been finished, as opposed to developing from scratch with an expensive dev team. And we all know that development can be extremely expensive and risky as well. You don't know if a game is going to make a lot of money, and actually testing it and developing it is expensive as well. And obviously, once the game is live, you still have to pay for an expensive development team, which is kind of tough. So this is kind of a solution to that. So the costs, what I'm proposing is a cost. It depends on the project. This really depends. And this is just an early figure, but I would charge something, say $300 to $1,000, depending on the project, and then have a small commission on all generated revenue, about 5%. So for example, like I'm going to explain here, the first project, Accelerate X, would be $300, and then once that game is live, the developer partner would then give Cobalt Play, myself, 5% of that project revenue each month. and that can be handled, you know, through invoice or PayPal. Or I've not thought everything through right now, but that's kind of the idea. The developer can make as many games as you like from the source code. So if you, I'll show you the game, you know, just as I'm mentioning it right now. I've just flicked off the screen, sorry. But you can make as many games as you like from this one source code project. So if I provide this one source code, which is like a Run Forever game, for example, then you can make 5 games from this Run Forever source code. That's fine. And you only need to buy the source code once for $3 or $4 or $500, however much it will be. But for each game, you have to provide 5% of the total revenue of the game. So if you have a second game that you make from the same source code, then I would get 5% from this, or Cobalt Play, my business, would get 5%, not me. So commission on each, no need to pay initial costs again, and reporting can be done through appannie.com. App Annie is very good because you can share revenue data with, say, developer partners or publishing partners, and you don't have to share all of your games revenue. Like you have, say, 20 games on iTunes, you don't have to share all of the data to the developer partner or publisher or whoever. You can just share one game, and it's very, very useful. I've done that. I do that with some of my team and some of my developer partners as well. So definitely check that out. That's appannie.com is very, very cool for that. So the next point here, I'll start by selling Accelerate X. So Accelerate X is this game here, and I hope that you can see this okay. It's one of the first games that I did on iPhone like a long time ago. I think it was roughly the 3rd one, perhaps. Very, very simple game, and I'll just jump in and play it now, and hopefully you can see it okay if I click play. And all you do, it's going to be difficult for me to see, is dodge these white dots as they come down. So this is a bare bones project. I'm going to play again. This is a very simple bare bones project, but it's also quite addictive as well. It makes money through AdMob. I think you can see the ads at the top there. And I'll be adding chart boost into this as well. And these dots basically come down faster and faster, and the goal is to avoid them and go as long as you can. There's also a remove advertisements pop up there, which prompts the user to remove the advertisements for $1. So, but I'm going to add to this as it. If this model becomes popular and if people are interested, I can expand upon this and include more of the things that I've discussed about on the channel and how to make revenue, things like Facebook, Twitter, and so on. So I'll be adding those things in as well, and providing guides and support for them. So this is the game here. It's Accelerate X. You can download it on iPhone now. I'm going to get a version of it on Google soon. And if you can't find it, just type in Martin Finch, which is me, and then you can see my list of games as well. Here's a full list of games at the moment, which is on Amazon. So these ones here, and I can provide links if you guys are interested. But initially, I'm kind of looking at this one just because it's very simple and it's a good way to test the business model. And let me just see if I've forgotten anything. So yeah, in the initial project, I will include Chart Boost. Obviously, you guys want to make revenue, and so do I as well, of course. So Chart Boost will be included. AdMob as banner ads. I'll probably put them at the bottom of the screen here. But that can be adjusted quite easily. And also one in-app purchase, so for 99 cents, where the player can remove ads from the game. It doesn't have a huge amount of sales. You know, remove ads never do have a huge amount of sales, but it's just an extra revenue. And you know, some players do sometimes just remove the ads because they'd rather play an easier game. And also things that I might be including as well are things like leaderboards through Game Center or on Android like Haze app. So, you know, it kind of depends. I'm wondering what everybody thinks about this. And so Accelerate X, yeah, can be downloaded on iOS now. Check it out. Please give me, you know, some good ratings. The game so far, in terms of ratings, has had 3.5 stars. And that's not bad for a very, very simple game. Honestly, this game is quite simple, and anybody can play this game. And it's very bare in terms of the artwork. This was kind of like a retro early arcade game sort of style that I was going for, and it's the type of style that I really like. But this has got 3.5 stars, and a lot of players do give it 5 stars. Super addicting, really addicting. Awesome game. Ads ruin the game though. Okay, so you know, it's good feedback. It's not interesting before 15 seconds and impossible after 25 seconds. I had high expectations by your Fruit Ninja training game, but I'm disappointed. Okay, so this is good feedback for the game. So one of the things I might include is that you can adjust the speed of the fall as well, how fast these dots fall. In your game, it could be apples, it could be people, it could be anything really, you know, anything at all. But I might include the feature to adjust the fall rate as well, so that it's not too hard for anybody. So yeah, the big question is, why did I do this video? Is one is I'm looking at a new business model, and two, I want to cooperate with more people. The reason that I'm putting in the initial license fee is obviously because you know, it's a business model where we all want to make revenue, including myself and my business. And why the 5% is because I want to have a model where I continually, with Cobalt Play, continually build the projects, and making a 5% commission on each project out there means that I will put in a lot of time. I will hire new developers, new artists, new technical people to improve the game's quality, include the source code quality. So that's why that's in there as well. But I want to know what you think. Is this good? Is it bad? If anybody is interested in buying this, I'm going to have the Accelerate X source code completed in a few days. Today we are on the 19th or something like 19th of December 2013. And you know, do you think it's too cheap, too expensive, or what are your thoughts, guys? I'm really interested to know. You can either leave a comment below, please do, or also like this video. That always supports the channel as well. And if you are interested in purchasing the source code and then working on this and being one of the first people to get hold of the source code, then please drop me an email. It's martin@cobaltplay.com. I'll just highlight it there for you guys. So another point is as well, I'm always, you know, hoping to come back and do more videos, and I know I always say it, I'm always so busy. I really want to devote more time to how to make mobile games and also Cobalt Play. I'm sort of split between 20 different things at the moment, and I hope no one else is working you know, too hard. Just try to have a good Christmas. Anyway, guys, if I don't, I'll do another video before this one. Merry Christmas, have a great New Year, and I'm going to speak to everyone real soon. Okay, take care, bye bye.